Hello! I've prepared a lovely crash course on how to love yourself. So today I'm going to play teacher, and I've even got a little stick. So, as you know, people find it really hard to say openly that they love themselves. So today I really want to help you guys and myself, right, to remind us all that it is so important to love ourselves. And since there are no courses out there to teach us how to love ourselves, I decided to create a little crash course. Yeah, hopefully 5 to 10 minutes. So let me ask you a question to begin with. Yeah, when was the last time you said to yourself, I love myself? Well, I can answer that question. I tell myself I love myself every day. I never used to, but now I do. Let me ask you another question. How comfortable are you saying to yourself, I love myself? And how comfortable are you saying out loud in front of people that you love yourself? I do both. I tell myself I love myself. I tell myself I love myself in front of people. And I'm very comfortable telling myself I love myself in front of people. I never used to, but now I do. Because I understand the value of loving myself. Yeah? More now than ever. Comes with age, I think. Right, so let's begin. How to love yourself. Reconnect with yourself. The first point I want to make is this. I've noticed that most people are busy with their daily routine. They take the kids to school. They commute to work, they go home, they prepare dinner. They take the kids to bed, and then they start again. Totally disconnected with the I, the human being that they are, right? They are stuck in a daily routine, like robots, and they are totally disconnected with who they are, how they feel, what they think, right? And they forget to be their own supporter. They forget to be their own teacher. They forget to be their own leader. They forget to be their own motivator. They forget to be their own friend. They forget to be their own lover, right? Too busy doing all of these things for other people, right? But can you see how the more you do that for others and the less you do that for yourself, then it creates a gap, yeah? And if you don't reduce the gap gets bigger and bigger, and the disconnect gets greater and greater, right? So that's the first thing. Reconnect with you. Say once in a while, hang on a minute, I matter. I value myself. So I am going to forget about you for half a day and do something for me. So being selfish is actually healthy because it helps people reconnecting with themselves and spending time with themselves to revalue themselves. Yeah, very important. And it all stems from that. You need to reconnect with yourself to be able to give yourself a chance to love yourself eventually. That's the end goal, right? But there's a process, and you need to go through each step of that process. Number 2, listen to yourself and talk to yourself. So number 2 and 3, listen to yourself and talk to yourself. Once you've reconnected with yourself, you will need to learn the skill of listening to, your internal chatter, listening to, paying attention to how you feel, right? Very important, right? And then talk to yourself. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself. Are you kind to yourself? Are you talking to yourself as a friend? Are you talking to yourself as a lover? You need to be loving and caring to yourself. If you beat yourself up all the time, it will be difficult for you to love yourself because you're being too hard on yourself. And we'll see later on, one of the dons is not to be too hard on yourself, because if you beat yourself up all the time, it's counterproductive, right? You should be praising yourself, empowering yourself, and doing everything you can to make yourself feel good, not the other way around. Reprogramming your mind, yes, so it's part of the process. You need to be able to understand that for you to learn how to love yourself may require some changes, some tweaks in the way you think, right? And maybe what you perceive is right or, correct in the society you live in, maybe looked into and readdressed and changed. Yeah. Challenge yourself. Right. So the process of loving yourself is not easy. It's a full-time job, right? It needs daily attention. So you will need to challenge yourself. It will not come to you easily, right? You will need to do some work, and it will need to be consistent, and gradually you will see yourself change. Yeah. All right. So what is that work you need to do? Yeah. The work you need to do on a daily basis is this. So it's the four points here: self-care, self-development, self-indulging, and self-esteem. So self-care, right? So to love yourself, you need to apply self-care practices to your life. So it could be, I'm going to give you a list, but there's loads more. Making sure you brush your teeth, making sure you have a shower, making sure you wear fresh clothes every day, making sure you wear the colors that you like, making sure you wear the clothes that you like, making sure that you go to the gym, making sure that you go for a walk, making sure you do some light exercise or more intense exercise, making sure that you visit your family, making sure that you walk your dog, making sure you look after your dog, making sure you look after your kids. All these things are part of the self-care category. So self-care is mainly for yourself, yeah, but sometimes looking after others makes you feel good, so that needs to be included as well. Yeah. Self-development. We are human beings. We thrive on learning new things, right? So I highly recommend you do courses, on YouTube, Facebook, in your community. There's lots of different courses you can go on to, short courses, longer courses. We as human beings, we need to learn, and that motivates us. Yeah, that stimulates us. Yeah. Self-indulging. Yes. Reward yourself. Reward yourself when you do a good job, right? I used to go to the gym, train for 2 hours, and go home, crave for chocolate, but not have any because I've just been to the gym and I can't have chocolate. Who says I can't have chocolate? Now, if I want to have chocolate, I have chocolate. Indulge yourself. Yeah. If you want that piece of cake, have it. Yeah. If you want a cigarette and you're a smoker and you're trying to cut down, have it. Yeah. As a reward, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Don't feel bad to reward yourself and treat yourself. Yeah. Pamper yourself. Yeah. Have a massage, have a pedicure, have a manicure. Yeah. So all these things will gradually improve your self-esteem. So it will gradually improve the way you see yourself. Of course, if you do all these things, when you look at yourself in the mirror, right, you'll feel so proud, right? Your perception of yourself will improve. Therefore, the way you look at yourself will improve. Yeah, and you will start to love yourself a bit more. Yeah. I don't want to dwell too much on the things we don't want to do, but they're quite obvious. They're quite obvious. However, unconsciously, these are the things that we do quite a lot, right? So, pinch yourself next time you find you catch yourself doing one of these things, because they are damaging. They're damaging your mental state, and they're damaging your ability to love yourself. These things here make you loathe yourself. Yeah, they make you hate yourself. These things here make you love yourself. You see? So self-loving is amazing. That's what we want. We want to practice all these points here to eventually be in a position of loving ourselves, right? We want to reduce those behaviors here, because they only lead to one way, which is self-loathing. And self-loathing is dangerous. It leads to self-destructive behaviors, right? So things like, don't insult yourself. Please do not say, I'm sure you've heard that before, oh, I'm so stupid. You will never hear me say that again. In fact, I don't want to repeat it, because I never talk to myself that way. Do not put yourself down. Oh, I'm rubbish. I can't even do this right. Please do not talk to you in that manner, right? Be loving, caring, supportive to yourself. Yeah? Kind. Do not be hard on yourself. Yeah. We are human beings. Accept that we are not perfect. Accept that we make mistakes. So it's all part of be kinder, be gentler, be more compassionate to yourself. Yeah? Do not minimize your qualities or skills. Right? Yeah? People are good at things, but they don't say it. Once again, they think that it's not correct. Yeah? It's not accepted to say that you're good at something. But let me ask you a question. Why isn't it okay to say I'm good at this in my everyday life, when it's quite okay to say that I'm good at something when I go to a job interview? Right? See what I mean? Yeah. So if you're good at something, say it. I'm good at cooking. I'm good at maths. I'm good at running. I'm good at communicating. I'm good at writing essays. Make a list of the things you're good at, right? And make sure you remind yourself on a regular basis that you're good at these things. But also, please do not be embarrassed to actually say that you're good at something. Why should you? Right? You've worked hard, right, to acquire that skill, right? So why hide it? Okay, good. All right. So that's basically the lesson on how to love yourself, right? Next step. So how are you going to use all this on a daily basis? Well, next time you hear somebody say, I love myself, right? So let's put this into a scenario, right? I'm in the street, yeah, and I meet you, and we have a chat, and then suddenly in the conversation, I say, I love myself. I love myself. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm wearing nice clothes. I think I look great today. I love myself. Right. The next step of this course is not to judge whoever is saying that they love themselves. Why? Because to get to that point of loving themselves, yeah, they have done a lot of work, right? And some of the work they've done is all this, right? It's summarized here, but let me tell you, it's a daily practice. It's a full-time job. It requires attention every day. Yeah, this process here is really hard work. It requires the person to totally change the way they have been thinking for so many years, right? And introduce new, healthier way to look at themselves. So please don't judge somebody who's saying, I love myself, because they are doing a lot of work to get to that point. It's nothing narcissistic, it's nothing arrogant, it's nothing egocentric. It comes from a place of pain, they have been hurting for so many years, and they realize that the only way to get better is to start loving themselves. Yeah. So please do not judge them, and start doing the same. Start doing the same. Start loving yourself more by applying everything we've just talked about here. So do not judge them, and start loving yourself more. Yeah. Because ultimately, and it says it here, this is the ultimate reason why we should love ourselves. Because if you do not love yourself, regardless of what you think, right, you will not be able to love anybody else. And if you think that you do, then you may do for a certain period of time, but in the long term, you will not be able to love anyone else until you truly love yourself 100%. That's all for today. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.